Chuck E. Cheese.
Testicles. I'm Wendy.
I'm Bridget.
In case you're just tuning, just get right into
If this is your first episode, you're welcome. Yes, it's Wendy and Bridget here, and this is Flickin' Beans, and we're going to talk about some documentaries today.
Mixing it up a little.
Oof, I love me a doc.
Me too.
And I felt like I'd seen them all. I'm just waiting for something new to come out. Oh, man. It doesn't matter what it is. So I pull up into Seven Brew this morning. Mm-hmm. So I have your notation on creme brulee, and I get this kid I've never seen before. He didn't even kind of look like he worked there, but then I realized his shirt did say Seven Brew. Okay. He didn't really match anybody else. Maybe it was his first day. I don't know. I had to pull out my phone and tell him what flavors were in it. And he said, so it's a blondie. He said that like 4 times.
Creme brulee chiller. Order your usual latte or breve, then add 3 syrups. English toffee.
There it is.
Toasted marshmallow and vanilla.
Yeah. Okay. How does it taste?
It's good.
Great.
Yeah, it's very good. And I can kind of taste the like toastiness of the marshmallow this time.
Okay.
Good.
I imagine they probably have a s'mores one too, don't they?
Probably because they have chocolate.
Oof.
That could be good.
Oh, I was thinking about making s'mores macarons, right? Where maybe I can grind up some of the graham cracker and mix it in with the cookie. And then on the inside, a marshmallow cream, maybe just marshmallow cream center, and then like a whipped ganache. Can you die?
I would.
Okay.
I have diabetes.
Yeah.
So I would eat them all.
Oh my gosh.
Yum.
Somebody asked me what they taste like, and I said sugar.
Yeah.
But,
and
you
almond.
know. Yeah, and then they were like, why are they so expensive? I'm like, they are fucking hard to make. Mm-hmm. It's weird how hard they are to make, and yet they don't take very long to make.
Yeah. But it's like one of those things where all the conditions had to be right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And you can't say you mix it this many times. Yeah. Like it literally, you have to go by a visual and a feel and a ribboning and just like, let me just throw out the word macronage because I love saying it. And I won't bother you with how you do it. But that's a very important, that's the most important part of the technique. I'm not a pastry chef. I just wish I was.
Just play one on a podcast.
Right? I don't think I could do it with my arthritis and my carpal tunnel. Same reason I don't think I could cut hair.
Yeah.
Not for a job anyway. Okay, and I got a cherry lime. I really do prefer the pixie stick.
Yeah. I almost went with an energy drink today.
Yeah.
But I couldn't decide on the flavor.
I know, it's so hard.
Yeah.
There's a second part of the coffee place, which is I get up to the station and they hand me my energy drink, and then I wait a little bit and I hear one of the gals say, "Did you make that cherry lime?" Well, here comes another cherry lime. So they're like, "Do you want this one too?" I was like, yes.
Yes, of course.
It's out in the car. I'm going to have to pee so bad when I get home. Oh my God. Also, I brought you a couple of really random presents.
Oh, okay.
Okay. First, I'm trying to glam.
Yeah.
So I can look more like I belong with you. But I have to learn not to order things online, especially like a lipstick. So this is for you.
Okay.
It is a hot pink, real wet gloss.
Oh, it's very hot.
I know. I have no idea.
I love it. Should I put it on for this podcast?
I wouldn't because...
Is it like not a long stay or whatever?
I think so, but it's also going to get all over your teeth, so watch that. Okay. It's wild.
All right. I do like a hot pink lip.
I thought it would look great on you. Yeah. I like a hot pink lip too. I've been trying all these reds and I'm like, no. What did I wear in high school? Hot pink with purple eyeshadow.
Nice.
The cover girl with the three colors. Yes. Mm-hmm. You got your highlight, you got your contour, and you got your lid.
Yes.
Okay, second present is so dumb because Temu.
Okay. Fair.
So, okay, I was browsing and I found, so it's a fan, and I know you like fans.
I do.
But it's way bigger than I thought. Oh, let me get it out of the plastic for you. I also thought from the photo that it had LED lights in it, and it quite does not.
Whoa.
But look how huge it is.
Yeah, this is like that silver one I got. I'm like, wow.
It's like a burlesque fan. You can cover your boobs with it and do a sexy dance.
Yeah.
Oh, I bought...
you can whip it out pretty good. That's
yeah. There
listen
you go.
to that sound.
And it's kind of rainbow, so, take it to Pride or whatever.
My next drag brunch. Although I've noticed that when I take my fan to performances that it's like distracting to the performer because I'm sitting there like... So they keep looking at me and it makes me self-conscious.
It's like squirrel. Like movement.
Exactly.
I can't wait to go to another drag king show.
Yeah.
I'm dying. Does that make me a lesbian?
I don't know. I don't think going to a drag show makes you anything. I think it's how you feel about the performers that makes you a lesbian. So that's up to you to decide.
Okay. Well, maybe. On to the topic at hand.
The movies.
Yes. And I have to say that for you and I, we are delving into one of our best subjects because we're really good at science.
Yes.
Science, history, math,
all our strong
acting. All our strong suits. So science. Okay. Wendy made me watch Cane Toad.
Yes.
The Conquest.
The Conquest. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes.
There was some kind of dramatic name.
There was another Cane Toad doc that came out in 88.
Oh, okay.
So this one kind of, obviously the problem is much, much worse.
Yes.
Cane Toad. I thought these were the toads that you lick.
They are.
Yes, I got some conflicting info on that.
Yes, they are the toad that you lick, and if you get the right amount for you, it will make you high. But if you get the wrong amount, you will die.
You will die.
It's a game.
I saw that it's not recommended. I mean, I don't think I'd want to lick a toad because gross.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the river and stuff or whatever. But you can buy it in Mexico.
Oh, like the resin.
In like a powder form or something.
Yeah.
I'd like 30 toad pills, please. Come on. Grody.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe if someone gave it to me in a pill, but I'm not going to lick a toad.
No.
I had an opportunity once. Well, not really.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. When we were in Costa Rica, we came across a cane toad.
Okay.
And we went on this night walk, and our guy was like, "That's the one that you shouldn't lick." And I was like, "Well, I'm not around licking toads."
I think you're lying, sir.
Yeah, maybe. But he said it was unusual because it was eating fire ant.
Okay.
And
well,
they don't
do that.
They don't normally do that, he said, because fire ants will burn you when you eat them.
Well, cane toad is badass.
Cane toad is indestructible.
Yeah.
So the basic story is that they brought the cane toad over to Australia in like the 40s or something, right?
35. 1935.
To try to eradicate the sugarcane beetle or grub or whatever.
Right.
And they don't even eat those.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
But those grubs hang out at the tops of the sugarcane stalks.
Mm-hmm.
The toads can't even reach them.
Yeah.
And they're so low to the ground, let's say. They can't jump that high. And nor would they care to.
Yeah.
I think all they like to do is eat and breed.
Yes, they're big breeders. That's what has caused the problem, because they said that a female can lay like 30 to 40,000 eggs twice a year.
Twice a year.
And their native species, they said it's more like a few hundred.
That's nasty.
Yeah, and even though most of those don't survive,
You
but let's
mean
say
when they're in Central and South America in their normal habitat, they don't reproduce that much?
No, I think they do, but I think that maybe more things eat them, and that's why they produce that way.
Because they're used to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a fun fact about getting used to them. Okay. Because in Australia, nothing will eat them because they're poisonous.
Yeah.
So what they're trying now is they're dropping cane toad sausages and little toads to try to help native species adapt to the toxin so that when they do come and encounter these toads as adults, they'll just stay away from them. But I don't think that helps get rid of the toads. No. It almost makes it worse. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to say cane toad sausage. The end.
Yeah, I think it makes them maybe a little less dangerous because then, the native animals don't eat them and
die.
And
or get
die.
very, very sick.
On top of them just taking over the territory.
Yeah.
They showed several things where I think one lady said it looked like a moving carpet.
That is disgusting.
How thick it was, right?
That is that's like those grasshoppers that just terrorize the town. They're like,
and move on.
Ugh,
Yeah.
disgusting.
So, as most documentaries are. I mean, the stuff was very fascinating about the toad itself. But the thing that makes the documentary great is all the weird characters in it, of course.
Yeah.
And there's a lot in this one. And also, things just keep happening. You're like, how much more can they talk about the cane toad? And then there's some other way they can talk about the cane toad. And you're just like, wow.
And it was presented in a pretty funny way.
Yeah.
Like, you got some real up close of cane toads.
Yes.
And they can be kind of cute.
Yeah.
When they're little.
There's a few people in the documentary that were a little too in love with frogs.
Yeah.
Or with toads. It felt like they were like, she was so beautiful and they have quite a cute smile when you shoot them from underneath.
Oh my God. And then some of the people's pet toads were so big.
Yeah.
Like holding a turtle.
Yeah.
Good God. And I suppose if you're touching the milky white secretions coming from their ears, or do you just avoid the ears when you're playing with your pet toad?
Yeah, I wondered that too. Like, you have to just be sure you wash your hands. I don't know.
Woo-hoo! Coffee break! Let's talk about our beans.
Hey Bean Flickers, have you followed us yet? We are on Instagram and Facebook at Flickin' Beans Pod. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave us a review.
I guess. So do you have to ingest it in order? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
So just touching it wouldn't give you poison.
I don't think so, but
Oh my God.
I would assume not, considering that they were like kids' pets and stuff. And there's a lot of people handling them in the film, so.
Oh my God. Do you think a toad would come to you if you called it?
No.
Because its ears are full of milky white secretions.
I think that you could maybe train it to think that or to know that you're the person that brings them food.
Maybe.
So like they might come to you when you come in the room because they're like, oh, this person brings me food, but they're not that smart.
Oh.
And also I don't think it's in a toad's nature to be like empathetic or form bonds. I don't know. Is it?
I don't think so. Back to what they eat. I did see that they eat ants, but it didn't specify fire ants. Beetles, honeybees, termites, crickets. Occasionally, this is the best part, snails, other frogs, toads, snakes, and sometimes small cats and dogs. Small cats and dogs.
I mean, that would have to be a big cane toad.
Well, my thought is they are immigrants. Oh, too soon. Too soon. Did you hear how he goes, they're eating the geese in the park. They're taking the geese from the park and eating them.
No.
Come on. But then I said, here we our immigrants eat water buffalo. No one who doesn't live right around us would know this, but there was a water buffalo on the loose in Des Moines, Iowa.
What was his name? Sam?
I
Something
don't
like that?
know, but there's footage of that thing jumping a really high fence, and you're like, what the actual?
It's
That's probably how he got out.
They're not at all native to here, so
agile.
Who had this?
It was a family that came from another country where likely, water buffalo is like a cow.
Yeah.
And so I guess they're raising it to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that they didn't live like in the city.
I would hope so. I mean, where would you keep that? Our yards aren't that big.
Oh my gosh. That is nuts. I saw a similarity between the way the toads were described to myself. Dry, warty, incredibly toxic. Like, wait,
me too.
Who knows me? And they only started out with 102.
I know, isn't that wild?
Yes, and now it's up to 200 million.
Yeah.
And then they said in 2 years, they're going to cross to the other side of Australia. Think about how fucking big Australia is. Oh my God.
I think they said that they tagged a few of them to see how far they were traveling, and some of them were traveling up to a kilometer a day.
Yeah.
They used the roads because there's nothing in the way. So they're just all on the road and everybody's hitting them with their car.
This is the road. Duh, thanks.
Yeah.
Straight shot.
Thanks for removing all my obstacles.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen where they have the animal crossings that go like under bridges and stuff? I love that.
Yeah, they do that in Florida.
Nice.
In a lot of places because they wanted to be able to let the Florida panther move back and forth.
Ooh, there's a panther in Florida?
There's a specific
What's
panther.
its name?
No, it's just that kind of panther. I don't know. Yeah, Chuck? I don't know.
I want it to be one panther named Chuck, and everybody knows him.
It's mostly they see the females, not the males.
Sure.
But there are males because they're still breeding. But
yeah.
That's another documentary we could watch.
So why didn't they just like neuter or spay or whatever you call it, render them sterile, these first
frogs?
102?
Yeah. Or I keep calling them frogs.
You know, keep track of them. Had they done that so that they couldn't, if there's a way, so that they couldn't breed and track them, and then they would realize, hey, they're not actually eating what we wanted them to. They could have stopped it.
Yeah.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Right. There's nothing they can do now, though.
Hindsight, kids.
Yeah.
Just go killing turtles.
Turtles.
Don't kill the turtles. I love turtles.
No, don't kill a turtle. But stay away from them. They can be mean.
Well, if you see a turtle on the road, all I've heard is you want to move it off the road, but keep it in the exact same direction it was going.
Yeah.
Animals are so bizarre how they just know stuff.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's something about a lot of animals can sense the magnetic field on the earth that we can't. Either we can't or we've lost our ability to do it.
Would we want to? What does that maybe feel like?
I don't know. We probably do feel it and don't know.
Well, because we're not nomadic anymore either.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
we sit and we have the same basic patterns and areas that we go. Maybe it's just that.
Yeah.
That we don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think ancient I love cavemen.
Have you watched the Neanderthal documentary?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes. I told you I saw them all.
Yeah.
I've seen them all, except the cane toad was a surprise.
Yeah, I think it's newish or it's just popped up on HBO Max, I think is where it was.
Yeah. About the breeding.
Yeah.
I just have to throw this in there. I was feeding my fish the other day, and one of my fish is pregnant. It's a Molly, and so they have live birth.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it. I have had these fish like almost a year. And then I learned that they can store semen in their body for months. Like as long as they feel like it until they're like, I think I'll have babies now. Somebody said to me the other fish in there will probably just eat them or they'll get sucked up in the filter and they're like, free fish food. And I'm like, okay. I mean, they're just little swimming eyes, really. That poop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm waiting for that magical moment. Live birth. Maybe I'll videotape it for TikTok.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. And I got crabs. Hi, I have crabs now. That's really what I did. Yeah, I Snapchatted that. I TikToked that.
That should be the opening line is just you saying, I have crabs.
Hi, I have crabs now. I named them Flick and Bean.
No.
I did. Yeah. Flick's bigger and Bean is little.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Man in a boat.
Is this your first crabs?
It is not.
You've had them before?
When Billy and I first started dating, I definitely thought we would break up after a road trip to New Jersey. I mean, it was like 2 months. Fast forward 30 years later. So we went to Wildwood. So Wildwood, New Jersey has the longest boardwalk.
Okay.
Which is like a mile long, I want to say. There's a roller coaster there. Just basically you walk along and you pass a Sbarro's pizza like every a block, if you will. And then there's a lot of, gifty shops, and a lot of them had this great big wire cage near the front with all these crabs in it. So we bought this little guy. We put him in a Tupperware. He was across country. He was doing great. We named him Hardware Hank. And that crab was like 10 when he died.
Yeah.
He was very tame. We saw him multiple times switch shells, which is very rare. So we saw his little inner tender bits. Like, it looks like a slug inside.
Yeah.
Wow, it was a really neat thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like, I want crabs again. And I put a little sliver of apple in there last night, and it was chewed down to the peel this morning, and I was like, oh yay. They're active at night, unless I, take it out and play with it, which, I've been doing pretty regularly. But there you go.
There you go. Crabs kind of give me the...
Well, I could see that. I don't like spiders. I don't like...
Yeah, see, I'm not afraid of spiders. But the way that I don't know, something about the way they move is kind of freaky.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's to me, it's surprising that I like them.
Yeah.
Anyway, Flick and Beans, and I'll keep you updated on their goings on.
You should paint their shells to look like coffee beans.
Oh, I should. Or a clitoris. Oh my God. All right. Do you want to go on to the next one?
I want to talk about one character first.
Tell me.
My favorite character in the King Toad thing was the guy who goes, I never did learn how to write or read.
Right.
But I was always good with my hands. And then he started stuffing cane toads to make a mobile show.
Yes.
And it was amazing.
It was amazing.
He had a dinner party and acrobats. Oh, wrestling. That's what it was. He really liked pro wrestling, and he made the toads wrestle each other.
That was great.
Oh my gosh. He said it wasn't successful though.
Did he kill the toads first, or were they just already dead?
I think he was killing them because they want the public to kill them.
Yeah, they do.
So
he was trying to be useful with dead toads.
Exactly.
They should be making boots and shit, don't you think?
Well, there was one guy that was making handbags and hats and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Grody.
They did a lot with the toads, actually.
Gross.
They made fertilizer out of them, which I thought was probably the most efficient. And there was a guy that made hats and bags, and he's like, well, they like that it's exotic leather, but the ladies don't like it when they leave the heads on.
No.
Because there was bags with the toads' heads.
Yeah, right. What are they thinking?
I don't know.
Are they thinking that's great? Come on. Yucko.
Yeah. Anyway, that was it. I just want to talk about that guy because I think he needs a shout out. I want him. I hope that he revamps his Toad museum and after the documentary, and people want to see it.
Take it on the road.
Yeah.
The other one was called Hack Your Health, Understanding the Gut.
The gut, yeah.
I love this one. It's probably the 4th time I've watched it. And you know what's silly is the reviews. There were a lot of hateful reviews.
Really? What were they saying about it?
That it's dumbed down, that it's childish, that they didn't learn anything. And for me, I say those people, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
Go back to reading your medical journals then.
Yeah. It probably is dumbed down a lot because the general public aren't scientists.
Right.
We're
the general public is used to a doctor giving them pills for everything. Mm-hmm. And really this is kind of pointing out that your gut controls a lot of all of your ailments. Mm-hmm. Or, all of them stem from an unhealthy gut.
They're still learning a lot, it seems like, but they've made a lot of correlations between certain conditions and the condition of your gut.
Yes.
Like, for example, if you're neurodivergent, you're autistic or have ADHD or something like that, you're more likely to have problems with your gut too.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that could be, it's which comes first, of course.
Right.
That's what they're trying to figure out still. But I thought that was interesting. And things like Parkinson's and arthritis and all that stuff can be helped by having a healthier gut.
Well, and I feel like it's gotta be common knowledge and talked about so much in this country, the basic diet is fast food.
Yeah.
Pretty much. This constant same, no variation, little to no vegetables or fruit, really.
Yeah.
It's not really food. It's certainly not for your gut.
Yeah, it's like I would say the main takeaway of this was eat a lot of plants and a lot of different plants.
Yes.
Because that's something that I didn't really think about, because I'm like, at least I think it's still true that if you eat vegetables every day, even if it's the same vegetable, it's better than not eating the vegetable.
Right.
But to learn that like it really matters that you eat lots of different kinds was new to me.
Right.
Your body just needs to like get used to all that stuff. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, I have this like sensitivity to tomatoes, and I miss eating them so much. And I'm wondering if after watching this, if I could maybe like microdose my way into. I was
thinking you were going to say that.
To be able to eat tomatoes again.
Yes. So there's a gal on there that is suggested that she microdose different foods, and she started with potato chip.
Yeah.
She ate 1 potato chip, and now she's like up to 3 a day.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having that much of a food issue.
Yeah.
Like, what's something that you would never eat, or the weirdest thing that you've eaten?
I've eaten bugs before.
Oh, that's right. But not live.
No. Not on purpose. Anyway, I'm sure I've eaten a few live bugs in my day, but one flies in your mouth. But
oh yeah, that's me blowing bubble gum on my bike.
Oh, gross.
I know. That's a really bad idea. Oh my God. And once I start gagging, it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hear that. Yeah. That's otherwise, I don't know.
I ate rattlesnake, a little bite of it in West Virginia. I don't know that it's legal to kill them, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I didn't do it. 'Cause I was so scared of a rattlesnake I saw that I got hives. I was having a moment. Mucus is good.
Is it?
In your gut.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember there was a mucus lining.
Oh, right.
That was good.
And when you don't eat fiber, it goes away.
Right. You want to eat fiber.
To keep it gooey.
One of the things that people had a hard time with was the way that it was presented as animation.
Okay.
Like it was too childish or too cutesy, but I'll tell you this, that's what drew me to it, because it actually was stop motion felt creations.
Yeah.
And obviously I studied fiber art, so I'm way into that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people have seen these little videos, because one looked like one I had seen before, where it's just the teeniest, tiniest little grill, and then they've got a little corn on there, and it's like miniature. But I mean, to get that to come together, I'm sorry, that's a shit ton of work.
It is.
Art, especially fiber art, does not get the dues that it deserves. So that, to me, the art of it appeals, and it's colorful. And, when they show the little creatures in your gut, it's kind of like, they're adorable. They have little eyes, and they cheer when you send down a broccoli.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? It's accessible.
People are weird.
I mean, first of all, not a lot of bad eaters are gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But people like you and I are actually interested in our health and all the documentaries.
Right.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really interesting. And
yes.
I didn't even think about the fact that it was animated.
Yeah.
But I liked it. And I also really enjoyed the main doctor, the German one with the blonde. Julia
Enders.
Okay. She was just so in almost a childlike way, obsessed with it.
Yeah.
But she made it fun because, if you listen to somebody that's really excited about something, even if she's talking about poop.
Yeah.
I liked her.
I did too.
And she was going through the exhibit, and she's like, if I was a piece of food, I would
yes.
and I was like,
I think that's her sister and her made that exhibit.
Okay.
That's her handiwork, which is very cool. They had the burp machine, all the little villi and so she's able to explain it in a giant way.
Yeah.
I loved it. And plus she's so darn cute.
Yeah.
And another thing that the haters hated was that she used words like butthole and poop. What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think it would have been as enjoyable a documentary if they were saying things like fecal matter and anus and, you know, whatever.
Well, there's also plenty of that in there.
I know.
They definitely talk about fecal matter and fecal transplants.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second.
DIY.
This was news. And gross.
Yeah.
Okay. So the gist is you've got problems and you take some poo from someone else and introduce that into your flora, your gut biome, and that in turn will help your gut. But
there's a woman on there that DIYs it.
Yeah.
And it's not like when the doctors do it, they do it like up the butthole and spray your colon with it or whatever. And plus they've tested it to make sure this person doesn't have like, you know, C. diff or something. Anyway.
Why didn't she do that?
Because it's expensive, probably.
Oh, I bet you're right.
And you probably like, it's still very, very new. So you may not get approved to do it.
Right. And I would think you might have to do it multiple times because she was DIY. Okay. Let's talk about what the DIY means.
All right. So she learned about, she had a lot of stomach problems. She said she like couldn't go to the bathroom without laxatives and stuff like that. So she was getting desperate and she started taking her brother's poop orally. So she makes these little tablets. And then she talks about
because you can buy empty capsules.
Yeah, we do that with like supplements that we make and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've never put poop in it.
Good God.
So yeah, she says that she starts taking her brother's poop and it helps. Her digestion's better. She doesn't have to take laxatives anymore. But then she starts getting acne because he has hormonal acne. Right. So then she quits taking it and she starts taking her boyfriend's poop. Right. But he has depression. And it makes her depressed. Right. So then she goes back.
Interesting.
Goes back to like eating her brother's. But they show her like the worst part is they show her and her partner that he is a turd
in a Tupperware.
And it's
pulled it out of the fridge.
Huge turd.
It is huge. Do you need that much?
Right.
And then they put it in their Vitamix and blend it up.
Make a soup. So good.
I am sorry, but you can't put that in the dishwasher. You gotta hand wash that shit, and I don't trust it.
You better have a poop and a regular food. I guess she's eating it anyway, so maybe she doesn't care.
And then she is putting that capsule inside her mouth.
Yes.
And swallowing it. What if it broke open? What if there was a taint on the outside?
Because you can't, like, filling capsules, like what I've done, you can't do it completely clean.
No.
Just the way that she was doing it, like, with a, like, syringe. You're gonna have poop on the outside of that thing. And you can't wash it off because it'll dissolve. So,
yeah.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
And also, like, I mean, if it's helping her, cool, but I don't know. You just don't know what you're getting.
I would want to do it the other way.
Yeah.
Maybe you personally can't get anything high enough up.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I am not swallowing a poop capsule. I would eat a cricket before I would swallow a poop capsule. That's some Fear Factor shit.
Yeah.
And for our younger listeners, Fear Factor was a television show.
This story about how it got taken off the air will tell you about how bad it was.
Yeah.
They were going to make the contestants drink bull semen.
Oh, yes.
And the network was like, no, that's too far. That's finally too far, is the semen.
Good God.
But they definitely ate like testicles and blood.
Well,
and, like,
somebody had to ejaculate that bull.
Right? Ooh.
Right?
And I guess I don't know how much ejaculate comes out of a bull, but they probably had to get a lot, like several times.
Have you ever seen a pizzle stick?
Yeah.
That is a semen. That's a semen's penis. They grow them big out in the ocean. No. Yeah, bull penis dried out is like 3 feet long.
Yeah.
And smells like old piss. It's so gross.
Yeah, I've seen them, but I've never like opened a package.
No, don't.
All right.
Don't.
I think we did it.
Did we?
Yeah.
That's right.
We flicked some beans. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.